Testing, testing. Hello, my name's Greg White, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees. I'll be giving the announcements today. First of all, if you haven't, please put your phone on church mode. I have to remind myself to do that, so those of you at home, I probably don't need to worry about it. Secondly, in place of the What's Up meeting, which normally occurs on the fourth Sunday of every month, I believe that's today, there will be a special meeting next Sunday.
He says no.
Someone said no, but that's...
Yes, there is a meeting next Sunday. That's the fourth Sunday.
Sorry, the notes I got were just inconsistent. However, this is the fourth. Nope, I was right. And the minute's right. So there will be a special meeting. I only have a few minutes to give these announcements. So next Sunday, there will be a special meeting to discuss a very generous offer of a donation by a member of our congregation, and the offer is being made to fund a new sanctuary. So it'll be an informational meeting at which you'll be able to see a draft plan. We urge you to come to that meeting. It's going to be at 11:30. Look at it and begin to take your thoughts into context. Our change for this quarter is the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope. Their mission is to promote dignity and empowerment among the homeless population by providing shelter services and case management, income support, and permanent housing programs in Las Cruces and Doña Ana County. A great opportunity to contribute. So please contribute to Change for Change. There will be more information on that as the service goes on. Next, in case you missed last night's NAACP meeting, it was really a beautiful service, as I understand it. A lifelong award was given to one of our founding members, an original member of the Tuskegee Airmen, and Clayton Flowers. And thank you for being there. Thank you for taking that award, and thank you all for sponsoring the NAACP. For those of you who don't know it, we are an official sponsor of their annual evening event, and pretty good turnout, 25 people as I understand it. Last, the Tombog Gallery, which is currently closed for the summer, has planned a significant program for the next fall and spring. We're going to begin with a two-person show, Masters of Their Arts, then have a show in November and December, which will be a group holiday show. That will be followed by two more one or two-person shows, and these again are part of our Masters of Their Arts program. Those will last for 6 weeks, and then we will end next spring's program with a members and friends of the church show. So it'll be a group show at the end of the spring. If you have ever sold art at the Tombog Gallery, if you've bought art at the Tombog Gallery, if you support the Tombog Gallery's mission of providing a scholarship to a first-year Institute of Higher Learning student in the arts, if you like our social program, our outreach, we really urge you to consider being a docent. It's a limited time commitment. It's a great opportunity to interact with artists and to support the gallery. We need docents. What we're trying for is to limit the number of hours that an individual has to spend in the gallery as a docent, down to 2 hours a month. It may be more than that to begin with, but 4 hours a month, please consider it. Once again, if you just came in, please put your phone on church mode. Thank you all, and turn it over to Katie, I believe.
Good morning, church. Good morning. I am very glad to see all of you. I'm glad my buddy Rich is back. Yay. This morning, I have the pleasure of introducing our new pianist, Isabel Lescombs. Far better than I am. Yay! Isabel will be joining us at least for the summer, and I am looking forward to working with her. So would you please give a warm welcome to Isabel? Thank you. For our opening hymn is number 100, although I don't think any of you need it. I think you can just look at the screen. You can dance with us as we sing. I've got peace like a river. If you would stand in body or soul, thank you. Like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul.
Can you hear me? Good morning. Our opening words this morning are from the dictionary. Yeah, Webster. And Webster had to say, the soul is the immaterial essence, animating principle, or actuating cause of an individual life. I won't repeat it. I think you can handle that.
Thank you, John. Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. Whether you're a regular here or visiting us for the first time or viewing this service via the streaming media, we hope that you find some measure of enrichment and fulfillment here today. Please allow me a brief moment to acknowledge those who are responsible for this morning's service, beginning with our greeters, Lisa Peterson, Steve and Susan Hitchka, and the individuals who created our beautiful chalice table, Diane Lee and Jillian Lang. Our minister, the Reverend Rod Thompson, will not be in the pulpit today. He's at General Assembly. John Seeley is our service leader. I am your service associate, Katie Fitzgerald, for those who do not know me. Your order of service says that I will do the chalice lighting. That's not the way it's going to be today. Got to be a little flexible around here, right? We are honoring Gay Pride Month, and we have a special chalice lighting, which Rabbit will share with us. In addition, when it comes time for the Time for All Ages, Sarah Thomas is having a little problem with her voice, so Rabbit's going to take over there too. All right, just so you know who the players are. We have on camera Elwin Nunn, and Mike Yasko has created the slides and will be monitoring our YouTube interface. And we have Allison, Claire, Neil, Wallace, all 4 names over, will be monitoring the sound. And the Richens Covenant is providing the goods for our hospitality this morning. On behalf of all the aforementioned folks, may I say we are delighted that you could be with us, and we are happy to be with you. We here at the UUCLC are striving to become a beloved community. We embrace diversity in all its forms. Everyone is welcome, and we deeply hold and embrace freedom of religion. Unitarian Universalism has no creed nor dogma. We are a covenant-based church, meaning that we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the Unitarian Universalists' principles and values, along with our congregation's covenant of right relations. You can learn more about our church and check the event calendar at our website, uuchurchlc.org. If you are visiting us today in the sanctuary, we'd like to meet you. Please rise. Give me a moment to get there with the microphone. And when I'm there, introduce yourself. Let us know where you are from. Do we have any visitors this morning? Well, if you're a shy visitor and don't want to be on camera or microphone, there are visitor cards on the chairs in front of you. Fill that out and put it in the offering basket so we can keep you updated with events and additional services in the future. Do we have any visitors on YouTube this morning? Nobody said anything. Okay. All right. It's a lot of shy people. Must be the heat. Directly following this service, there will be an opportunity to fellowship with one another. We hope that you will gather in the RE Great Room. Just follow out this exit and down through the portico. It's air conditioned, but it also has some treats and coffee and conversation. And for those hardy folks who want to be outside, there are some seats under the shade tree. Robert?
Good morning. Yeah. June is Pride Month, and as we all journey toward being our authentic selves, let us remember all the LGBTQIA+, which means lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, intersex, allies, and other folk, many of whom are going through a particularly difficult time. We light the chalice this morning with words from Lee Kinvey. This chalice is for the living, the changing, the becoming. This chalice is for losing the script of your life, the chapters about who you are in other people's stories. This chalice is for the lost GPS that was supposed to show you how to get where they expected you to go. This chalice is for skipping the directions, coloring outside the lines, painting not by number, but by silence, by wild abandon, with a brush you made yourself from a light deep inside. Startling, vivid, a new voice that already knows you. Finally, a true story.
Okay, would you please rise in body or spirit as we say our affirmation of covenant, followed by the singing of doxology in English and in Spanish. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Today's story is about a boy who is on a journey to find his true self, and you probably know the story, Where the Wild Things Are, by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Pages aren't turning. There we go, there we go. And another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew. Come on. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks, and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all and made him king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." and they rumpused, and they rumpused, and they were wild. "Now stop," said Max, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room, where he found supper waiting for him. And it was still hot.
Would you rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, What Wondrous Love, number 18.
My soul, oh my soul, what wondrous love is this? Oh my soul, what wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down beneath the sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul, oh my soul. Friends to me gathered round, oh my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends, oh, make them sound, oh, men. With thanks unto the end, I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end, I will sing.
I have to confess, for 60 years, I thought this following quote came from St. Augustine. And then when I did some research from today, I found it attributed to the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And as I continued my research, I found, indeed, it originated with the poet William Blake. Isn't technology a wonderful thing? I sought my soul, but my soul I could not see. I sought my God, but my God eluded me. I sought my brother, and I found all three. To me, this quote speaks to finding God and our soul's fulfillment within our community, within service to others. The stones and water ceremony, again, to me, is a symbol of that community, taking a moment to acknowledge that we are one among others, that our joy is shared amongst those here and those who are part of this community. We share our joys, our concerns, our sorrows. The stones are individual representations of the earth's stability and foundation. The stones are commingled in the water, essential for hydration and cleansing. Within the sanctuary, we have the other basic elements of life. Air is all around us, full of life-sustaining oxygen, and sometimes a breath of fresh air to clear our thoughts. Spirit is represented in the zia and in our stained glass windows. Fire in our chalice provides a guiding light and represents the warmth of community. If you choose, please come forward, pick up a stone or two, drop it into the water, and naming as you will what is in your heart this morning. We respect and are grateful for the many, many contributions of your time, your talent, and your treasure, as they are a tangible commitment to the mission and vision of the UUCLC. Each time you give, you renew your commitment to our congregation's goals and values. And as a result, your support is entwined with all that we believe and all that we do here together. In this spirit of trust and generosity, the greeters will pass among you to accept the offering. And please, let me take a moment to talk a little bit about the Change for Change. Greg mentioned that this quarter we are donating to the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope. This congregation has long been a supporter of the Community of Hope, and in these challenging times, that support is more necessary than ever. There are only 2 Sundays left in this quarter, today and next Sunday, so we need to double our efforts, I think, to make sure that we provide as much as we can in the support to the Community of Hope, because their mission is to promote dignity and empowerment among our homeless population. It's easy. The change from your pocket, the change from your purse, or a check that has on the memo line C4C. You don't even have to write it out. Just put C and the number 4 and then the letter C. Easy, easy, easy. There are envelopes on the back of the chairs in front of you, and there's one thing you can check that says change for change. We make it very easy for you because it is so very important to the charities we support. And for those of you who are with us online, the members link has a way to support the missions of this church through electronic donation. Take a moment, please, to consider contributing to our Change for Change for this quarter. Thank you.
Good morning. I may be a familiar face to most of you and a new face to some of you, but I am comfortable before all of you because a few years back, when I first came to Las Cruces from Ann Arbor, Michigan, about a decade ago, I was active on the Sunday Services Committee as a service associate, and when Kalani, our former minister, left, I had already I was on the board, and so I saw this coming, and I had concocted 4 homilies, one for each quarter of the year. So I realized there would be a gap in the Sunday services, and so someone or some ones would have to step up. So I developed and presented these 4 homilies, one for each quarter of the year. He left. I came close to delivering all four of them, but COVID got in the way of a couple. The journey toward the soul is not an easy or quick one. Rather, it can be both tedious and everlasting. For example, we open our services with a reference to the soul each Sunday. And Mike, could you put up it's up, okay. Affirmation of Covenant. Let's read that together once again. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with creation. Thus we do covenant with one another. So as I said, the journey toward the soul, which is the title of this morning's homily, can be both tedious and everlasting. As you just saw, our affirmation of covenant references the soul. All souls shall grow together into harmony with creation. That's pretty heavy when you think about it. My personal journey towards the soul was jump-started just less than 2 years ago when my partner Patty and I were visiting my son Eric, married to a Jewish lady. They had 3 kids under 6 at the time. Think of that, 3 kids under 6. And then they had 2 adults over 80, Patty and me. They really had their hands full. I am often asked to say grace because I am kind of the senior member of the family and the only real churchgoer. I have grace down. With some variations, it goes something like this. Great Spirit, called by many names and worshiped in many ways. We are mindful of the many hands of many colors and ages which have touched this food on its way to this table and into nourishing our bodies. In our family, we have a pretty much conversationally open dinner table. So my son Eric, after welcoming the about 12 people who were with us, threw me a curve. Dad, how about you tell us something about the soul? I was completely dumbfounded. And I mean completely dumbfounded. Not only had I not thought about that question, but my many years of Toastmasters, while working and earning my bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees, had not prepared me to ad lib on that one. So I somehow, I don't remember how, segued into my memorized grace, got off the hook. Now, please take a deep breath. We are about to begin our serious journey toward the soul, but it is not a quick or easy journey. I hope this homily widens your understanding and deepens your curiosity about the soul. I started with UU's 6 sources to explore, and I explored in some detail 5 different takes on the soul: Jewish, Native American, Buddhist, Hindu, and Christian. I explored them in some depth and did a practice run with partner Patty before. That rehearsal left me with the two S's. Just in case you don't know what the two S's are, they are shorten and simplify. I had approached the thing too academically because of my training. I mean, I had gone through systematically and cut and pasted things into a document, and it was just too wordy, too obtuse. So I am offering you today my three main takeaways from that lengthy, for me, study of the soul. Now, I think there is a reason Webster plays the role he does in our society. According to that dictionary, the soul is the immaterial essence, animating principle, or actuating cause of an individual life. I'm going to let you mull that one for a second because when you think about that, it's pretty heavy. To that definition, I might add, does that mean any life, an animal, a bug, a criminal? So the second thing I took away was this. All of the 5 faith traditions I tried to review, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Native American perspectives, and Hinduism, had some, albeit, take on the soul. The biggest difference was whether it included any sense of reincarnation, which the Hindus are quite famous for. But I was left with a kind of feeling, what is the essence of what I learn? It helps to believe in God and a great spirit, great mystery, something transcendental, and I know not all of us do. But I think that this is best summarized in the video, which Mike may be able to play. He and I had some issues in trying to, no, can't do it. So let me give you the name of the video, and I'll encourage you to do it. It's by a Jewish rabbi, and I think he captures the essence of what, at least in the Jewish tradition, the soul is. And you can search for it yourselves, but the title of it, Your Soul Explained. The first 1 minute and 20 seconds are the best in my judgment. My purpose in developing and presenting this homily on the journey to the soul today was to spare each of you the embarrassment I felt when my son asked me to hold forth on the soul at that holiday party. Perhaps you can say in all honesty that the idea of the soul, and this is a takeaway, the idea of the soul or a person's essence has varied over time across cultures and across faith traditions. This may leave you a touch confused, but I'm leaving you also with the gift of curiosity. Bon voyage.
Thank you, John. If I had a lei, I'd put it on you like the Hawaiians do. Bon voyage. And that's a nice segue because we're going into the wilderness. By Sarah York, meditation for this morning. When Jesus was baptized, the Spirit descended upon him like a dove, and God said, "This is my Son, in whom I am well pleased." It must have been a great feeling, but it didn't last long. The next thing Jesus knew, the nice spirit that had descended like a dove became aggressive and drove him into a wilderness. There he spent 40 days of deprivation, self-examination, and confrontation with the devil. He suffered, he struggled, he was tested. Jesus' solitary struggles to remain true to his covenant and calling echo those of his ancestors who spent 40 years in the wilderness establishing a religious community. Wilderness is a part of every person's soul journey and part of our journey together as human beings who seek to live in community. Time in the wilderness is always a time of struggle. It is also a time of transformation and renewal. In traditional terms, it is a time of purification. The journey into wilderness reminds us that we are alone and not alone. We are neither where we have been nor where we are going. There is danger and possibility, risk and promise. In the wilderness, the Spirit may descend like a dove and lift us up into its wings of hope, then drive us into the depths of despair. It may affirm us with the gift of grace, then challenge us to change. In the stories and rituals of Eastern as well as Western religions, a journey into the wilderness represents a time when we both pursue and resist the holy. We may choose to enter the wilderness like the people of Yahweh, to escape bondage, or like Henry David Thoreau, to live deliberately. Or we may, like Jesus, be driven there without much choice. Once there, even our markers of time and space collapse. For this wilderness is not in space or time, but in the boundless territory of the soul. Now please rise in body or spirit and join us in the closing hymn, number 209, O Come, You Longing, Thirsty Souls.
Thirsty souls, drink freely from the spring, and down you will be famished
Our closing words this morning are from the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley. This is a pretty profound or thick statement on the soul. And so I'm going to read it once, and then I've asked my partner Patty to come up and read it again, because I think it takes some energy to grasp it. Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the burgeoning of chance, under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Patty?
Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Once again, it is time to extinguish the flame. Please join me in these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth.